If you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I'll be posting more videos. Thank you. Peace.
It's your boy Minute. Welcome to the Vendetta Army.
What is happening, people? What up? It's your boy, Big Will, Minute. Trying things a little different this time, primarily because it's early in the morning and everybody's asleep. But this will probably be the only time that I can get this done before everybody gets up and there's a bunch of noise in the house. So it's like podcast style. What I can say is, it is a great time to be a wrestling fan. I've really been down on the product as a whole for a while. AEW has been a shining light, but frankly, WWE's been failing, and it's not where it needs to be. But things are getting better, especially with the whole NXT takeover that's been happening recently. You know, they took over SmackDown and they showed up on Raw. We had some good exposure to the NXT brand because I was feeling NXT was losing the Wednesday Night Wars. AEW's been bringing it. So coming into this week, I was extremely pro NXT. I mean, I wanted to see what NXT was going to do. I mean, I knew AEW was going to put on a good show, and I was going to be flicking back and forth, you know, like we always do on Wednesdays. But I was primarily, I started out watching NXT for the first Wednesday since the Wednesday Night Wars started. Normally, I start out with AEW, and I flick back and forth like during commercials, but AEW does so many pictures that they make it kind of hard on you if you want to flick back and forth. You got to kind of choose. You got to make a line in the sand, so to speak. And WWE does way less picture-in-picture, if any, maybe 1 or 2 per show. And which I understand. You know, AEW, they're new, they got to get those sponsors. So they're picture-in-picture all the time. They're straight up picture-in-picture. You know, WWE don't need to do that. You know, but and AEW's not doing their encore anymore. So it used to be, even though I wasn't doing it, if you wanted to just watch NXT first and then catch the encore of AEW, you could do that. But they're not doing that no more. So you really got to kind of choose. So I was kind of picking my poison. I would see what matches were going on, what I needed to watch, I would watch. So first, over on NXT, the way it went, it started out with the OC attacked Undisputed Era in the back. Undisputed Era was cutting a promo backstage, pretty much talking about, you know, they run things, you know, and preparing for war games, but they got attacked by, the Good Brothers and AJ, the OC, you know, attacked them back, took them out, said this is what we call the receipt boys, you know, and then they came out, cut a promo. Ciampa comes out to answer them. Tells them, for years everybody's been asking him, when's he going to get called up to the main roster? And he said, OC, let me be the first to welcome you to the main roster. This is the show. This is the main show. We are NXT. You want to fight and pick a fight in my house? We gonna get a fight, basically. AJ and I'm like, you? Well, at least you had the balls to come out and approach us, basically. And of course, Bro and Keith Lee come out. So they set up a 3-on-3 between the OC, which I gotta admit was awesome having AJ Styles on NXT. I mean, to me, that's just me personally. He fits. He would. I know he's not going to do it, but I would love to have. Since AJ is supposed to be like supposedly on his last contract, I would love to see him do some work down at NXT. He could really help those guys out down there. He could put on nice, high quality matches. I mean, be less of a strenuous schedule on him. You know, he should bring his boys down there with him. Let them go off in the sunset on NXT. That's what's best for business. But they set that up. And then they had a match between Damien Priest and Pete Dunne. They always put on a good match. I was flicking back and forth on this match. I was checking it out because it went about 2 or 3 commercials. So they gave them a lot of time, and it was a great match. I mean, Damien Priest. I need to sit down and actually watch a complete Damien Priest match. I'm not gonna be honest. I mean, I've seen a lot of Pete Dunne. I like his joint manipulation, his grapple style, his hard nose style for a smaller guy, but he wrestles like he's like 7 foot tall. So definitely enjoyed that, and they put on a good match from what I could see of it. And I definitely am on a tech. I hope he has a match on Takeover, because I'm actually going to really sit down and watch Damien Priest. He's still new to me, but I'm enjoying what I see from him. And of course, they put on a fabulous match from what I saw. You know, it was a good match, and Dunn ended up defeating him by submission, but then Killian Dane came in and attacked Pete Dunne after the match. So I mean, that was good stuff on that part. Nothing bad to say about that. Then they had a female match between Serena and Santino Garrett. Now Serena, she's that judo chick, real pretty chick. Looks like she just eye candy, but she can actually go in the ring. You know, but the match kind of was flat. Not their fault. It was flat. I mean, I was impressed with the Garrett chick, but she don't seem green, but per se, I don't know. It was just weird because I did watch quite a bit of this match. Don't know why this one. I don't know what's going on AEW at the time to where I actually gave this match a good watch. It wasn't completely like long or anything, but Serena, she comes off like cocky, so I don't know whether she's a heel or a face. They was playing up this whole thing where every woman wrestling tonight was trying to prove to the other 2 women that they deserved to be on their War Games team. So they were hitting all that stuff. They were hitting all their moves. Looked good. To me, they just won't give it any time. You know, Serena shows potential. You know, but she does come off a little sloppy at times. She struggled to work smoothly with Garrett. You know, you could tell Garrett, you know, was trying to help the younger person out, you know, to take the L, trying to make her look good. But Serena, she finally got a win, so that proves that they're willing to go in the right direction with her. But she still has a lot more to prove. So hopefully, because she's been on a number of matches, you know, but she always takes the L. So she finally got a win. So I was okay with that, you know. And then, you know, Shayna Baszler went against Dakota Kai, and Dakota Kai, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Team Kick. I personally don't think her leg's ready, because I know she sells it like something's wrong for the match, but I really think something to do is be wrong, because it hampers from the way she used to perform for the Mae Young Classic to how she's been performing since she's come back. It doesn't look right. But you know, Shayna Baszler, that's my boo right there, especially the way she got all up in Orange Hair's face on Raw, which I'm thoroughly looking forward to that. Anybody who's been following me knows that I've been saying it from the jump, that the only way we finally going to end this man bullshit is for my girl Shayna Baszler to get called up and put her in her place. But once NXT became their own brand, I was like, well, damn, there goes that. But I totally forgot about Survivor Series. And now that they added NXT to it, we finally going to get a chance to get Shayna Baszler to get her hands on Becky Lynch. And with Shayna Baszler, no matter how, they probably going to let Becky Lynch come out on top, because that's just the way this company is right now with this person. But in the ring wise, when she is not green, but compared to Becky Lynch, because Shayna, everybody thinks she just was just NXT and just showed up and started wrestling. No, she did her, she puts time in on the indies. If you follow a lot of their social media, people like Mia Yim and Bianca Belair and Kairi Sane, Ira Shirai, Asuka, all have pictures from way back in the day with Shayna Baszler. They all been coming up in the indies together. Shayna just, Ronda just went, she did the jump like a snap. Shayna decided, once her UFC career was over, that she wanted to wrestle, so she put the time in and came up. That's why she's so much smoother than Ronda. Ronda's a natural athlete. She picked up on it like Kurt Angle style better. But if you look at between the two, Shayna is a way better wrestler than Ronda. Ronda's just a better athlete, but Shayna is a better sports entertainer, and it proves. And that's why they're invested in her so much. So when she goes out there and completely embarrasses Becky Lynch, it's really going to look bad on Becky. It's really going to look bad. She's probably going to get the win, but she's going to outperform her. Shayna Baszler's going to steal that match between her, Bayley, and Becky Lynch. And hopefully that'll make people wake up, because Shayna Baszler is popular. She is popular, so fans going to have to choose. And the first thing she said was, I'm not Ronda Rousey. And Becky's whole intimidation, she's better and badder than everybody in the room thing that she been pulling, it didn't work against Ronda. But Ronda's gone, so she'll be able to make it work against everybody else. It's not going to work against Shayna Baszler, because Shayna Baszler just going to look at her with a smirk, with a smile on her face, and talk slow and methodical, and then beat your ass. So yeah, that's my little side rant. I got to do a rant anytime it has to do with freaking Becky Lynch. But yeah, I'm glad I called that. Looking forward to it. I know they go make her take the L, but as long as she performs well, I'm cool with it. So they fought many times before. This was by far the best match between Baszler and Kai. Good storytelling. Made it feel real personal and intense. Because like I said, they're trying to fight for that spot for Rhea Ripley's team. So when they finally tapped her out, they started jumping her, of course, the other 4 horsewomen, and then of course Rhea Ripley and Tegan, which they did great on SmackDown, by the way. They came out to try to make the save, but then Io and Bianca came out, so you got all the people involved in the female war games going at it. Out of nowhere, Mia Yim, who I love, by the way, Mia Yim comes out with a kendo stick and laid waste to everybody, pretty much solidifying herself as that member. Sorry for you, Dakota. Which, after they went backstage, when they did the little interview, Rhea announced it like, yeah, my member is Mia Yim, and sorry, Dakota, you missed out. Dakota looks at her friend Tegan, Team Kick, and she kind of storms off, but not really storm off. So I don't know if maybe he'll change for Dakota. Maybe. It would be refreshing. Maybe that is what she needs, because right now she's performing well in the ring, even though I think she's hurting herself, but her character is still kind of stale. So we'll see. We will see. Next, we had the number 1 contenders match for now it's the NXT Cruiserweight title. Because I have been hearing rumors that 205 Live is going away, and don't know what they're going to do with all the talent. But now they're calling the Cruiserweight Championship the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. So I don't know. It makes sense because there's about 15 or so guys on the 205 Live roster that they can just incorporate in NXT to help them fill out the 2-hour slot, which is just makes sense. They're trying to be a solidified brand. Got to put on 2 hours of programming once a week. You need people. You need bodies, and might as well use the 205 Live guys. So yeah, Tony Nese against Angel Garza, and I'm sorry, Angel Garza, tons of charisma. I mean, look at the family, of course. And Tony Nese, I've always been high on Tony Nese. I feel he should have been one of the guys, just like Ali, just like Buddy Murphy and Seti and Humberto. These people who have been getting called up out of 205 Live to perform on the main roster. I thought Tony Nese should have been one of the people given that opportunity too, because he just looks the part. Charisma, can perform well, looks great. I mean, but he hasn't got it yet. So, and he's been Cruiserweight champion. So, I'm a fan of Tony Nese. He took the L tonight, though. He took the L because Garza, they're really pushing Garza. I mean, this guy his character does well for the ladies. He's a nice looking guy. Latino, they love pushing Latinos. He has that going for him. So I mean, they always looking for the next Mexican breakout superstar. But he's a cocky heel because he's attractive. So he's like kind of like a Rick Martel type, Robertson Rick Rude without the insults. Somebody who looks great and knows that he looks great, and he's arrogant. So technically, I guess that makes him a heel. So you had two heels in the match. It was a good showcase for the Cruiserweight division, solidifying it on NXT Live. In my point, of course, Leo Rush was there too, and he came out afterwards to congratulate Garza, offer him a handshake, and Garza slaps him right in the mouth. Boom, instant heat. So I'm all for it. Two talented guys, and I'm happy for Leo also. And then next he had a D&D versus Swerve Scott. Now I didn't watch that much of this match. I was flicking back and forth. But what I did catch of it, I'm just happy to see DD wrestling somebody besides Keith Lee. I was kind of getting tired of watching them two. They put on great matches. Every single one of the matches were at least 3 to 4 stars, if not a 5. But I just got tired of it. And it was really for no reason. There was no title picture involved. It wasn't like either one of them were fighting for a number 1 contendership for the NXT title or even the North American title. They were just fighting. So, I mean, I'm happy to see him fighting somebody else. And I'm real up on Swerve Scott because, I mean, when I went and saw SmackDown 2 weeks ago, and of course, they filmed 205 Live afterwards, and he made his debut, and I believe against Davari. He really impressed me. Of course, that Djokovic got the win, but it was a good match. The pacing was kind of, I mean, they're probably their first time touching, two distinct, different styles. So, but, they hit a lot of their high spots. It was still a good match though, but they, if they touch more, maybe like I could see this like on a takeover, and it probably still in the show. Once they have more time to prepare, get back with whoever's in charge of the match and plan it out a little better to utilize more of both their movesets, give them a little bit more time. Right now you can tell that Djokovic is being pushed more because he just coming off that little feud with Keith Lee, which they kept alluding to. So there's rumors he may be the 4th man in War Games. So I don't know, because him and Keith Lee have that history, but maybe there's a mutual respect type of thing. And Ciampa's not like a babyface anyway. So, he just wants the belt. So that Djokovic in that match, I could see that. I'm just wondering if they'll let him and Keith Lee's dynamic kind of get in the way of the match, but we'll see. And then the main event was, the OC, Tommaso Ciampa, and Keith Lee, and Matt Riddle. Now, I planned on watching this match completely, but it's a pretty good main event going on AEW at the same time. So I ended up And it came on like with 30 minutes left, the AEW main event. And this one came on, I think, with like 15 minutes left in the show. But, they always go over for like 5 minutes. So in all, the main event of AEW was like a little over 30 minutes. And this one, counting the time they went over, was about 20 to 25. So you kind of had to pick. Because I was already watching AEW. But I knew this was going to start. So I was trying to flick over. So I was mad that I was catching bits and pieces of this match. Because I wanted to watch it completely, because I just wanted to see what was going to happen. And like I said before, just seeing those guys in AEW, in NXT, was amazing. Seeing AJ Styles in that environment, the way the crowd reacts, the interaction, they need to, hope this isn't a one-off. I hope we see a lot more main roster stars just showing up on NXT. I just recently started doing like a deep dive into older episodes of NXT, and they used to come all the time, bigger stars. But this is granted back before they had such a solidified group of talent down there, so they needed to mix it in with guys from the main roster. But that was great seeing world champions, intercontinental champions, tag champions just showing up on NXT and fighting these other guys. They should start back doing that, and just seeing the OC down there, I think, is a good start. It's a great start. Matt Riddle kind of stole the show for me, because every time he had a sequence after he got the hot tag where he did like a sequence of maybe like a minute and a half, minute 45 seconds of straight moves, and every time he would hit a move, the crowd would chant "bro," and it was awesome. He was getting the best of of AJ Styles. I was like, wow, he was getting the straight best of AJ Styles. Keith Lee, this dude is strong as heck. He did this one spot where he picks up Luke Gallows, and Luke Gallows is not a small man, and basically curls him. He holds him down in a squat position, holds him for like 5 seconds, and then curls him up, lifts him on his shoulder, and slams him down. I was like, you got to be kidding me. It was a no contest because interference from because Finn Balor showed up and delivered a DDT to Riddle outside the ring, which I was like, okay, what the hell, and then he has a little moment with AJ. AJ throws up the Too Sweet sign to him, and Balor hits him with the heel Balor, shoot. Got them New Japan feels going on. So I don't know what's going on with that. But then, he goes to set the Styles Clash and gets hit with a super kick by Adam Cole, baby. It was kind of confusing. Didn't really know what they're going with that. They're really slow playing Finn's involvement in NXT because Gargano wasn't on the show, and apparently they're going to fight at War Games. That's inevitable, because neither one of them are going to be involved in the actual War Games event. But I guess they needed something for Balor to do, and I guess Riddle was just collateral damage. So we'll see what happens with that. It was just kind of confusing. Ton of talent was on display, but like I said, not really a finish. Kind of was a waste. Really Balor coming out was kind of Didn't really know what's going on. But in all, with everything that's happened between SmackDown and Raw, I'm glad that the main roster did come down to NXT, but it was just the OC, and it was just members of Raw, and Raw kind of went to a stalemate with NXT. Kinda. They didn't get demolished like SmackDown got demolished, and nobody from SmackDown came down to get their get back. It makes SmackDown look weak, and then with it being a non-finish, and the main roster guys not coming out on top, made NXT still look strong. So NXT is still, even though we know NXT is not going to win this whole thing, I'm anxious to see what matches they have going on. All the champions are going to face each other. The women's champions are going to face each other. I assume the world champions are going to face each other. That's what they normally do with Survivor Series. But now that they're adding 3 to it, And with Brock being the champion, I mean, you're really going to let Brock. I mean, I would like to see Brock against The Fiend, but then you got to throw Adam Cole in there because he's the champion. So then are you going to have Shinsuke versus AJ versus Roderick Strong? I mean, that could be good, but I got a feeling that Undisputed Era are going to be involved in the actual Survivor Series match that they normally have. But they're all going to just be coming off War Games. So it's going to be interesting how that Survivor Series card shapes up, because pretty much everybody that could be involved for NXT, because NXT goes all out for their shows. So somebody could, I'm wondering if that's going to hamper the NXT War Game show, because don't nobody want to get hurt, because they still got to go and perform on the main stage, in which they all want. They all love NXT. They bleed black and gold, but they want to be on the main show. I mean, they're trying to solidify NXT as its own brand now, which is all good, and I love it. But you all know they want to be on the main show. They want to be on Raw and SmackDown. So getting the chance to perform at Survivor Series is a dream come true for a lot of them. So they're not going to ruin that by getting themselves hurt. But War Games is one of their main shows. So we'll just have to see. Because they're doing 2 hours actual shows. I want to see how their actual pay-per-views are. Because normally NXT used to throw their hats in the basket for their pay-per-views, because they would just put on 1 hour shows on the network that die-hard fans would see, but nobody would really see, so they could save stuff and then go all out for the pay-per-views. That's why they were always still in the show. I want to see if that still holds true now that they got to do a lot more on the regular shows, how much they actually save and put in the back pocket for the pay-per-view. So we'll see. But it's a nice little format. I had to do it because noise quality. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit me on my social media. Minute316 on Twitter. Minute Brewer Instagram. Big Brew 316 on Mixer, where I stream World of Warcraft. William Minute Brewer on Facebook. Hit me up. Hit my comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Are you enjoying the Wednesday Night Wars? Or do you agree with me that it's a great time to be a wrestling fan? And also, I hope you guys agree with me that Shayna Baszler is finally going to make people wake up to this whole Becky Lynch mess. But till next time, peace, grease, and everything like that. Deuces.